Hello and welcome to that wonderful sight. Isn't that amazing? That's exactly what you want to see, isn't it? The Nippon Budokan, a legendary venue. Let's listen to the countdown. Zero, and we have liftoff for day 5 of the Paralympic Games Tokyo 2020, day 3. Day 3 of 3, the final day. What a shame, but we're going to have a cracking day here at the Nippon Budokan on mat 2 for the visually impaired judo. I'm going to be taking you through the men's under 100 kilo category and the women's under 70 kilo category. That's the light heavyweights, but we've got 5 categories underway today. Men's under 90, under 100, over 100, women's under 70, over 70. This is what we're going to be showing you on mat 2. Men's under 100 kilo, women's under 70 kilo. That's the morning session, and then the afternoon session. All 5 weight categories will come together for the 2 bronze medal contests in each weight category and the gold medal contest. Just a reminder, there are 2 bronze medals in all of the combat sports. So there's a bigger podium, a gold, a silver, 2 bronzes. And we are getting to the end of 13 weight categories, 7 in the men's, 6 in the women's. We've already had 4 in the men's, 4 in the women's, and we've had 5 gold medals for Azerbaijan, 2 for Uzbekistan and 1 for Algeria. Will Azerbaijan, a mighty judo nation, be able to add to their tally today? Let us find out. That's mat number 2 on the right. That's the one we're going to be concentrating on. And how about that? Let's start off with one of those Central Asian derbies. Azerbaijan versus Uzbekistan. The Azerbaijanis with 5 golds already, Uzbekistan with 2 golds already. What a cracking way to kick off the day on mat number 2. 4-minute contests. Obviously, if we get an ippon, then it ends before the 4 minutes. Let's have a look at the competitors. Sharif, Khalilov.
In white judogi representing Azerbaijan, Shiro, Azerbaijan, Kanan Abdullah Khanli.
And Kanan Abdullah Khanli.
Referee on tatami 2 from Russian Federation.
Tatami 2, Shimpan, Russia.
Mr. Vasily Smolin.
Vasily Smolin, Russian referee for this Central Asian derby. Kanan Abdullah Khanli, 34 years old.
Representing Kazakhstan.
Number 6. 6th seed. He was 5th in Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago. 3rd in the European Championships in Genoa. There he is on the left of your screen in the white gi, the white judo gi. And then on the right, leading us out, Sharif Khalilov in blue, 31 years old. Number 8th seed here. Silver medal 9 years ago in London. And then 7th, which means he was a losing quarter-finalist in Rio de Janeiro 5 years ago. 3rd in Jakarta at the Para-Asian Games 3 years ago. A little bit unfortunate for them. Number 6 and number 8 seeds in a field of 10, but they have to play off. They are 2 of the 4 people having to play off to make it through to the quarterfinals, to get 10 down into 8. And it's a shame that it's Azerbaijan versus Uzbekistan as well. 2 of these incredibly strong nations. We're going to have to lose one of them early on. You can only have 1 competitor in each weight category. And we're underway. Joge is the call for the visually impaired athletes. That's what the referee says, to say you're getting near the edge of the mat. You can see the yellow, 10 meters by 10 meters. Ippon will win it. That is a throw that gets your opponent, throws him or her on their back fully. Or if you can pin them down for 20, or if they say matai, which is a submission. Now we have a shido, a yellow card against Sharif Khalilov, who was pulling against his opponent. The only time you can pull on the opponent's gi, judo gi, the kimono that they're wearing, is when you're starting off in visually impaired judo, so that you know where the opponent is. After that, you can't pull down on them. So 3 sanctions means you're disqualified. And Sharif Khalilov already has 1. He won't be too worried about that at the moment. So Ippon wins it. Waza-ari is half an Ippon. I thought we were going to see a waza-ari then. That's when you throw your opponent to the ground and they land half on their backs or one shoulder. Or if you can pin them down for 10. That'll put you in the lead. And then 2 waza-aris makes an Ippon. And that wins it for you. If we're level after 4 minutes, either 0-0 or 1-1, 1 waza-ari each. Don't worry about the shidos, they don't count on the scoreboard. If you're level after 4 minutes, we go to golden score. And then whoever scores first, just a waza-ari will do it. They go through to the next round. Bottom right of your screen there, or in the center now, you can see Ibrahim Ibrahimov, the Azerbaijan national coach. He's had plenty of gold medals to celebrate so far. And plenty to say now to Kanan Abdullah Khanli. Kumikata is the call. That means hook on to your opponent. Halfway through this contest, and there you can see Sharif Khalilov got his opponent to the ground, but Abdullah Khanli fell forwards, not on his back, and that was avoiding conceding a waza-ari or an Ippon. One shido each. Reminder, 3 shidos and you're disqualified. Abdullah Khanli spinning round again to avoid having his back or his shoulders on the ground. It's been a tight bout so far, but we are getting towards, well, we are at the bigger weight categories now. This is the light heavyweights, under 100 kilos. There are bigger than this, over 100 kilos, but tends to be cagier fighting. We've seen the lower weight categories, lower and the middle weights. The women's under 48, men's under 60 kilos. Those are the lithe little fighters buzzing around everywhere. You see lots of Seiwoi Nagis, throws over the back. Whereas here, it's going to be the Osotos and the Uchis trying to get the legs around or inside, the hip throws, using the upper body strength. Jogai is the call. They're getting towards the outside. You can begin a move inside the yellow, the 10 by 10, and then complete it outside. A second shido goes against Khalilov. He's now walking a disciplinary tightrope. One more and he's disqualified. We're almost at golden score, but any score would win it now. Wazari with 15 seconds to go. He'd surely be able to defend that, nurse at home. But I think we're going to go to actual golden score. One positive move could win it. One mistake could lose it. Oh, that was close. He's pinning him down. He's got him in a hold. Mate, well, that was a close one. Very close indeed. Abdullah Khanli was saying that he was, if you start a pin on your opponent before the gong goes, then you're allowed to try to hold them down for 10. But he hadn't pinned his opponent quite enough. Ibrahim Ibrahimov. What success he's had so far, 5 gold medals for his country. Kanan Abdullah Khanli, the 34-year-old, gets the judogi back on. And as soon as he's done that, see the sweat dripping off him. It's hot atmosphere inside the Nippon Budokan. No spectators allowed in, obviously, but it's an incredibly physical and mental sport, judo. And obviously the lights beating down on them to enable us to film it and to send it into your homes around the world. So it's hot stuff out there for them. Golden score, anything will win it now. And there we have it. It's an ippon, and it goes the way of Sharif Khalilov. Mashallah is the call in the background from coach Adham Jamalov. 23 seconds into golden score, and it's a direct ippon. A Wazari would have done it, but that was a direct win. So Sharif Khalilov wins the Central Asian Derby, and he is through to the quarterfinals. Well, if that is a foretaste of what is to come, then we're going to be in for a cracking day's judo. Let's see that ippon again. Gets the leg in and out, and then over the top. So that was a kosoto. An osoto, hook the leg around the outside. Kosoto, you unhook. Confuse your opponent, and then come over the top with the weight. So, sticking with the men's under 100 kilo category. Ion Basoc of Moldova, 25 years old. Sorry, 23 years old, number 25 seed. He's not wearing a Japanese judo gi. Happens to be in white, and the red circle is to indicate that he is fully visually impaired, and that is also the case with Yerlan Utepov. They both have red circles on their judo gis, so the referee is leading them out. They are B1 in the visual impairment category, which means they are fully blind. Yerlan Utepov in blue on the right of your screen, number 16 seed, 33 years old. Both of them at their first Paralympic Games. This is the second playoff. Starting off with 10 judokas, getting it down to 8, and then we'll go straight into the quarterfinals. Seconds in, the fighters just feeling one another out, as is often the case in the higher weight categories. 'Shido' given against both of them. I said they were feeling one another out. Well, the roll of the arms from the referee indicates that they're not showing enough attacking intent. So that's a 'shido' apiece, and you think, well, why doesn't the referee, why is he giving out a 'shido' on either side if they've both done it? It's because if you get up to 3 shidos, you are disqualified, and you don't necessarily have 'shidos given to both fighters at the same time. That happened to be the case here, but they are added up. They won't affect the scoreboard. If it's 0-0 at the end of the 4 minutes, one of them has 2 shidos, the other 1, then it doesn't mean that the one with fewer shidos has won, but they are carried over into golden score. Almost a wazari there. Utepov throwing Basoc to the floor. Basoc landing forwards. He's trying to flip his opponent over now, Basoc. Utepov in blue trying to get his opponent in a scissor hold. It's attack and counter-attack here. And a pause for breath. Both fighters fully visually impaired, so the referee is going to help them get back to the marks on the ground. He's going to bring Utepov back in. Utepov making the running once again. .90 seconds to go. Referee brings them back in. It's a Wazari, and it's gone the way of Basoc of Moldova. Managed to half throw his opponent to the ground. The referee calls mate, but that gives the man from Moldova the lead. The scoreboard's on Nelson, 1-1-1. 71 seconds to go. If the score remains the same, then the Moldovan is through. Utepov has 71 seconds to try to equalise. Of course, he could win it with an ippon of his own. For Basoc, another Wazari would do. Time ticking down. That certainly will suit the Moldovan in white. He's in the lead, remember. This is all grist to Basoc's mill. He's showing attacking intent. The referee finally calls mate, but he's taken almost a minute off the clock. Both coaches allowed to help their fighters. This is visually impaired judo, so obviously they have to remind them of the score because they can't see the scoreboard, tell them how long to go. "26 seconds for Basoc to survive and make it through to the quarterfinals. Utepov is going to have to try to throw it there. This is perfect for Basoc. He needs to make sure he isn't pinned there. Only the one shoulder rolled over, and he's going to try to pin his opponent. This will take seconds off the clock. If Utepov can't get out, which he can't, mate calls the referee with 4 seconds to go. It's almost in the bag for Basoc. The referee gets them onto the marks. On your marks. Literally get set. Go. Jogai, and the gong goes. Delight for Basoc, the man from Moldova, the 23-year-old number 25 seed in his first Paralympic Games. Never finished in the top 10 of a major tournament up until now. Well, he's into the last 8 of the men's under 100 kilo category.
In white, Judo representing Republic of Moldova. Yon Basoc.
A tight one, wins it just by Wazari, but that's enough to get him through. Through to the quarterfinals. We've had the 2 preliminaries. We've got 10 down to 8. Let's see that Wazari again. All strength of the upper body. You can see that he threw Utepov down. Utepov's shoulder hit the ground in the throw. Just the one shoulder, which is why it was a Wazari and not an ippon for both shoulders or the back. But the Moldovan is through. Now, over to the women's light heavyweight category. Under 70 kilos.
Tatami 2, next contest.
Raziye Ulucam.
Women under 70 kilogram category.
Of Turkey, 40 years old, number 5 seed. She is in the blue, up against Lucia Breskovic of Croatia, the number 8 seed, 26 years old. Both of them B3 in terms of visual impairment, so they do have some sight left. This B1 is fully visually impaired, B2 a little bit of sight, B3 some vision. Ulucam on the right at the moment in blue, Breskovic in white. Jogai is the call, getting near the edge. Breskovic in the white judogi, matching her blonde hair. She was 5th in Rio. She's currently being pinned down by Ulucam, but managing to get out of that attempted hold. Ulucam gets her back in there. It's been a dynamic start. Referee quite happy to see this one pan out, thinking that Ulucam may get her opponent. No, Ulucam says, I'm not going to get her into a submission hold. That's another way of earning ippon. If your opponent taps the mat or taps you and says, I can't go on, I'm in too much pain from this stranglehold that you've got on me. Breskovic was 3rd in the European Championships in Genoa 2 years ago, where the winner was Ulucam. So these two met in the semi-finals. There is a Wazari, surely. It is a Wazari, and the pin, if we can get up to 10 seconds, it will be a second Wazari, and it will be victory. The gong goes. Wazari from a throw, subsequent Wazari from a pin, and Ulucam, the reigning European champion, is through into the quarterfinals. Well, that was certainly quicker, wasn't it?
Winner of Tatami 2 in blue judogi, representing Turkey.
Tatami 2 勝者青トルコ
Razieh Ulucam.
The winner inside 90 seconds. It was dynamic stuff. The two of them going at it hammer and tongs, but Ulucam, the 40-year-old from Turkey, came out of the blocks the quicker. Combined techniques, that means 2 waza-aris. But they were combined all in the one move. And here it is, there's the throw. All with the shoulders. And then the throw is only, when it's a wazari, it's only half the job. You can see she's pinning her opponent, gets her opponent immobilized for 10 seconds. That's a subsequent wazari, and there we have it. Ulucam through to the quarterfinals. Will she be joined there by Pascalidou or Ogawa? Ogawa Kazusa of the home country. Theodora Pascalidou, 24 years old, the number 13 seed. As you can see, she is fully visually impaired. The red disc tells you that. So it looks as if she's representing Japan with the red disc on the white background, but no, representing Japan is in blue, Ogawa Kazusa. Ogawa Kazusa, born on the 16th of February, so she shares a birthday with your commentator. But I'll try not to let that influence me. She is number 12 in the world. It's her first Paralympic Games. Same for Pascalidou, the taller fighter in the white judogi. Pascalidou finished 5th in the women's under 63 category at the Euros 4 years ago, and then moved up to the under 70s 2 years after that. Finished 5th again. That's losing in a bronze medal match is 5th. Ogawa finished 7th in the World Championships. That's a losing quarter-finalist. That was 3 years ago in Odivelas in Portugal. Coaches helping their charges, as they're allowed to do. Mate. And there's a shido. Shido Ao. Sanction against blue. So the first sanction goes against the home fighter, Ogawa. Don't worry about the gong, that's on mat 1. That'll be Sato Masaya, the Japanese coach. That's the one you can hear in the background. Well, Ogawa is saying, how about you have a look at the video? You can't challenge yourself. The referee can ask for a video review if he thinks he might have missed something, or if she thinks she might have missed something. And he's indeed asking for one. It did look as if it was close to a wazari. Referee having a look, we can have a look as well. No. That looks fine to me. All the falling was forwards. But it is an ippon. Ippon Ao, ippon to blue. Has to be explained to Pascalidou. And Ogawa is through from Nippon. That was a throw with enough force. As the referee is explaining to Pascalidou, Ogawa is through to the quarterfinals. Pascalidou made sure she didn't fall on her back, but the throw was of such force that it counted as an ippon. It may have been that Pascalidou didn't throw. It was the fact that she went down with sufficient force that made it an ippon. So Ogawa is through to the quarterfinals. Back to the men's under 100 kilo category, and we're into the quarterfinals. Sharif Khalilov, we saw him earlier. And he is taking on none other than Chris Skelly, the #1 seed. Skelly from Nottingham in the East Midlands. 28 years old, 5th in Rio, so lost in the bronze medal match. Won the European Championships in Warsaw, so that was virtually home soil for him, from Warsaw to Nottingham. That takes about 3/4 of an hour on the A38. He's married to Louise Hunt, or as good as married, who is a wheelchair tennis athlete, and good grief, he almost didn't give me time to go through any of his biography. Flew out of the box there. Louise Hunt, his partner, has competed at the Paralympic Games in wheelchair tennis.
Work right now. Hard on that sleeve. Work right.
Work rate, says Ian Johns, the national coach, former judoka himself. A very storied one.
Good. Yes, he's open up there. Good.
Mate is the call. Now the yellow discs on the judogi of Chris Skelly is to show that he is hearing impaired as well.
Right, you have to go with that grip.
He has a little bit of vision left. He's B2 category. Going down into the nage position. Likes to go on his back and try to throw his opponent. Now he's getting him in an attempted stranglehold.
Get deep on it, Skelly. Head away. Stretch him out. Come on, stretch him out. Work that, Skelly. Keep that pressure up. Keep that pressure up. And roll him now. Yes, he's coming. He's coming. Go on, he's on there, Skelly. Yes.
Rolled over. Trying to get him in a stranglehold or into a submission. Two coaches, hammer and tongs, and it's a tap out from Khalilov, and Chris Skelly wins by submission. It's a matei, a submission. Skelly just checking on his opponent. I think it's more disappointment from Khalilov. So it's not going the way of the Central Asians today. Khalilov already defeated Abdullah Khanli of Azerbaijan, and then Khalilov himself from Uzbekistan knocked out in the quarterfinals by Chris Skelly. But it may well be that one or both of them comes back via the Repercharge that we will see later. Well, I didn't have a lot of commentary to do there because Chris Skelly's coach was doing it all for me. But I will talk you through the ippon when it comes again. And here it is. Tap, tap, tap. On the, you could see he was pulling on Khalilov's arm. Got the legs in a scissor around his neck. And then apologizes for inflicting such pain on him, but he's through to the quarterfinals. Who will he face in the quarterfinals? Will it be Oliver Upmann of Germany or Matsumoto of the home nation? There is Matsumoto Yoshikazu, number 13 seed, and how about this one? 59 years old. Oliver Upmann, number 5 seed, 33 years old, in the white. Matsumoto, as you can see with the red disc, showing that he is B1, so fully visually impaired. Matsumoto, bronze in Sydney 21 years ago, 9th in Athens. Has a daughter and a son. Was the flag bearer in Athens 17 years ago. Director of the Japan Blind Judo Federation, and in Osaka, which is his place of birth and his residence. 59 years old. He certainly gets my vote. Nice to see someone in the 50 to 59 category like myself. Two fighters. Oh, there's it's an ippon. I was going to go for a wazari, but that's an ippon. Upmann, one upmanship from him. And that brings an end to Matsumoto's Paralympics this time around, unless he gets through the Repercharge. He seems to be taking it very well. But Oliver Upmann from Mannheim is through to the quarterfinals on ippon. What a great throw that was. Upmann it is who will face Skelly in the semi-finals. The two were feeling one another out.
Germany goes to the semi-final.
Upmann 選手が準決勝進出です。
Matsumoto of Japan.
There's Upmann, his coach from the Mannheim club. There we go, and it was enough. There was only one shoulder, but it was all of the back was down from Matsumoto, and that was why Ippon was given straight away. Congratulations from Coach Carmen, and on we move. Antonio Tenorio da Silva. We certainly are bringing out the big guns today, and he's up against Ion Basoc of Moldova, whom we saw earlier. Antonio Tenorio da Silva from Brazil. This man is at his 7th, count them, 7th Paralympic Games. Referee Johnny Ramakers from the Netherlands, former judoka himself. Up comes da Silva. Won the under 86 kilo category in Atlanta. That was a whole millennium ago, 1996, 25 years ago. He won in Sydney in the under 90 kilo category. Won in Athens in the under 100. Beijing in the under 100. 3rd in London, 2nd in Rio. Who's to bet against him now? 50 years young, number 3 seed. Planned to retire after the World Championships in 2018 and said, you know what? I'm still pretty good at this. I'm going to carry on and take it to Tokyo. And he reckons he's going to make it to Paris in 3 years' time as well. Good on you, Antonio. Ion Basoc, whom we saw get through earlier. Wazari went the distance against Utipov from Kazakhstan. Jogai, the call from Johnny Ramakers, saying that you're right at the edge of the tatami. Fully visually impaired is Tenorio da Silva, as you can see from the red disc on his gi. We're a minute in, the referee sets them back on their respective markers. And Shido Ao, a disciplinary sanction against blue. Ao meaning blue in Japanese. Da Silva has been the one making all the running. Basoc backing off a little bit, and referee Johnny Ramakers says he's had enough of that and wants to see more attacking intent. Referee makes sure that Basoc is wearing the judo gi correctly. Down goes da Silva in an attempted throw. Basoc Maybe went over the top a little bit too much and might have given the 50-year-old a nosebleed. Ah, that was the patch that has come off Tenorio's judogi. Might need to be patched up himself.
Vai querer arrancar, porque vai conseguir colocar o seu aí na volta. 45.
1:45 was the call in Portuguese to tell Da Silva how long he's got left. Certainly has been a cracking battle. Gong is from mat 1. Shido given to Antonio Tenorio da Silva this time around. If we go to golden score, those shido will be carried over. Down goes Da Silva in an attempted throw, but Basoc has been very aware of the way his opponent is coming at him. Back in they come with less than a minute to go. Antonio da Silva in his 7th Paralympics. Every time he's entered, he's won a medal. Finalist in Rio 5 years ago. When he lost the final in Rio 5 years ago, it was to Choi Gwon-jun of Korea, who is now in the over 100 kilo category. So we may see him in the medal matches in the afternoon session. Shido out, as you can hear. Shido goes to blue. Now that's not going to affect whether it goes to golden score or not, but it will be carried over into golden score if and when we get there in 18 seconds time. Can one of them win it? Awazari would probably do it now. It wouldn't stop the clock, but it would surely be enough with just 15 seconds to go. The Osoto attempted, but it was counter-attack from Da Silva, and he is through with 6 seconds to go. Basoc attempted the Osoto Gari, getting his leg inside his opponent. Da Silva knew what was coming, used his weight, went over onto Basoc, converted defense into attack, and the 50-year-old Brazilian is through.
Winner on tatami 2 in white judogi representing Brazil.
畳2勝者白ブラジル
Antonio da Silva.
Well, what about that was? Went the distance and then some.
Da Silva of Brazil go to the semi-final.
ブラジルのダシルバ選手が準決勝進出を決めました。
Representing Republic of Moldova, Basoc in the Repercharge.
モルドバのバソク選手は敗者復活戦
Here it is again, the attempted Osotogari, but the strength of Da Silva counters it, pushes Basoc over, gets an ippon of his own. That was the third of 4 quarterfinals. Here comes the last one. Ben Goodrich, 28 years old, number 4 seed of the United States of America, taking on Anatoly Shevchenko. Here's Shevchenko in blue, number 7 seed, 33 years old. Lost in the bronze medal match in London 9 years ago. There's Ben Goodrich, 9th in Rio. So didn't quite make it through to the quarterfinals. Somebody who did make it through to the quarterfinals is his partner, Nikki Pernheim, whom we've already seen in the under 63 women's category. Nikki Pernheim is at her 3rd Paralympics. Ben Goodrich at his 2nd. Ben from the USA, Nikki Pernheim from Sweden. Shevchenko in blue with the red patch indicating that he's B1, fully visually impaired, representing the Russian Paralympic Committee. 3rd in the European Championships in Warsaw 4 years ago. Shevchenko's sister, Anastasia, has represented the Russian Paralympic Federation in para-swimming. Finished 5th in the 100-meter freestyle in the S11 category at the 2019 World Championships in London.
Counter. Good job. Good job. He keeps your sleeve hand off. Anchor it on the lapel. Stay on the inside. Hey, remember circular movement. Circular movement, pops ahead. Circular movement, pop ahead.
Hajime is the call. Let's get it back underway. We've had a minute and a quarter of this bout already. The two fighters testing one another out. A couple of stags butting heads there.
Get deep, go.
Goodrich showing a little bit more attacking intent there.
Hey, when you get behind his back,
He's from St. Paul in Minnesota, one of the Twin Cities.
tuck your elbow in. Nice job, let's go.
Hence the local baseball team being called the Minnesota Twins.
Circle. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Let's go. Bounce him.
Well, you could hear the attempts, the effort being put in there by Anatoly Shevchenko. You can hear his coach, bottom right there in the background, the Ruslan Izrapilov. Well into the second half of this bout. A reminder that if it's level 0-0 or if they manage to get one Wazari apiece and no Ippons, then we will go to golden score. Golden score is open-ended. You need, one person needs to score and it can go on and on and on. Plenty of bouts, particularly medal contests that go on for a good 10 minutes.
You gotta get behind his back. Come on. 1 minute left. Get behind his back. Come on now.
There's Goodrich's coach.
Let's go.
Telling him that there's a minute to go, 1:09. See the coaches, right, lack of attacking intent against Goodrich. That won't affect the scoreboard as such, it'll still go to golden score. Coach is allowed to shout the odds more in visually impaired judo than in able-bodied because the contestants obviously can't see the scoreboard most of the time. Need to be able to tell them, remind them that they're a Wazari down or there's a minute to go. Attempted leg sweep from Shevchenko.
Hey, Ben. Ben, you gotta pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, let's go. Come on.
Goodrich's coach doing my job for me.
Give me one, come on.
Shevchenko speaks Russian and Ukrainian. Does he speak enough English to know that Goodrich is going to pull the trigger?
Come on, Ben, get behind him. Get behind him, he's going to do false attack. Let's go, come on. Ben, you got to have the next one. Ben, you got to have the next one. Let's go. Take a deep breath.
24 секунды. 24, внимательно. Четко, с холодной головой. Все контролируй. Контролируй, тоже внимательно.
There you go, go.
Shevchenko launches himself at Goodrich. Once again, you can hear the effort he's putting in. 9 seconds to go. Looks for all the world like it's going to golden score. That shido will be carried over. 3 shidos and you're disqualified. And there's a second shido going to Goodrich. One more and he's out of here, so he's walking a disciplinary tightrope.
You can do this, let's go. One throw. One throw, let's go, come on. Pull that elbow through and get behind him.
Let's go on the left. Davai on the right. Hajime from the referee. The gong sounds. The players get straight back to the markers. Shevchenko will be led there. And we go straight into golden score with no delay.
Gotta be aggressive here, Ben. Gotta be aggressive. Let's go. Get behind him. Strong behind him. Come on. Reach big. Reach big.
Any score will win it now. A Wazari would do. And of course, if there is another shido against Goodrich, then he is out. Leg sweep from Shevchenko, and he then hits the deck to make sure he can't be pinned.
Держи захваты хорошие.
Gotta have this one.
Сейчас не дай ему ничего делать.
Gotta have it.
30 seconds into golden score. Reminder, it will go on until somebody scores, or until Goodrich picks up a third shido. Of course, if Shevchenko accumulates 3 in quick succession, then he will be out. Cagey stuff, tries to get hold of the lapel, does Goodrich. Tries to get his opponent in a stranglehold, but realizes that that won't eventuate. Shevchenko slow to get to his feet, waits for the referee to take him over. Goodrich trying his hardest, trying for an Osoto, leg around the outside of his opponent. Shevchenko spins around, makes sure it's not his back that hits the deck. The gong is on mat 1. Goodrich going over the top. Is he going to be able to pin his opponent? No, he's not. Certainly making every effort, Goodrich. 28-year-old from Minnesota.
Trying to get behind his back. Come on. One throw and do it. Let's go.
Goodrich's coach telling us exactly what he wants his man to do.
Come on, Ben. Circle.
And there we have it. It's a Wazari. After 5 minutes and 48 seconds for Ben Goodrich. Delight for him, delight for his coach. Way to hang in there, Ben. Disappointment for Shevchenko, who might end up coming back via Repercharge, as the two coaches share an embrace. And it is given the way, officially, it is given the way of Goodrich, and a warm embrace between the two contestants. Good to see. Golden score, that was a tough one. Went the distance and beyond.
Shevchenko of RPC, the Repercharge.
And here's that Wazari again, all with the arms, and then the leg comes round the outside. And then a stamp of the floor to say, yes, I've done it. So that's the quarterfinal lineup for the men's decided. Over to the women's. Back to the women's under 100 kilos. Sorry, under 70 kilos, of course. That was the men's. Alana Maldonado and Matilde Lauria. Roland Poiga on from Austria is refereeing this contest, taking out Lauria of Italy. As you can see from the two discs, she is hearing and fully visually impaired. The red means she's fully blind. The yellow means that she is hearing impaired as well. 54 years old, Lauria on the right. This is her first Paralympic Games. Her daughter Paola is already in her 20s and has competed for Italy at the World Youth Championships. And that's it for Lauria, unfortunately. An ippon within 7 seconds for Alana Maldonado. She is the #1 seed. She was second in Rio 5 years ago. And she's won it with an ippon and Osotogari textbook stuff within 6 seconds.
Winner on tatami 2 in white judogi representing Brazil.
Tatami 2, 勝者白ブラジル
Alana Maldonado.
What a performance that was. It's the first female para judoka to win a gold medal at the World Championships for Brazil 3 years ago in Portugal. Second 5 years ago in Rio on home soil. Goes round the outside. And then it was an Auchimata, the leg in between her opponent's legs. All that in the space of 7 seconds. That's why she is the #1 seed. Moving swiftly on, Olga Zabrodskaya from the Russian Paralympic Committee against Raziye Ulucam of Turkey. Ulucam, whom we saw earlier. She made it through the qualifiers. Here she is back out, and there is Zabrodskaya, 36 years old, #4 seed. First Paralympic Games, but she was world champion 11 years ago in Turkey. European champion 4 years ago in the West Midlands.
Raziye Ulucam. In white judogi representing RPC.
白 RPC
Olga Zabrodskaya.
Ulucam made it through against Breskovic earlier. Ulucam, 40 years old, the #5 seed, so this should be quite the matchup. #4 versus #5. Both of them in their first Paralympics. Ulucam in blue. European Championship winner in Genoa 2 years ago. And whom did she defeat in the final? Zabrodskaya. So a rematch of the Genoa final European Championships. Jogai the call, telling them that they are near to the edge of the tatami. Zabrodskaya is B2, Ulucam at B3, so they have some vision each. Ulucam more than Zabrodskaya. Shido is given against Zabrodskaya. So first yellow card against the woman from the Russian Paralympic Committee. She's from Moscow. 3 shidos and you're out, of course. But you know that by now. You've been watching for the full 3 days, I'm sure. Ulucam trying to pin her opponent down. Zabrodskaya manages to escape.
Bravo. Hadi. Sıkıntı yok. İyi gidiyorsun. Blok çok iyi. Blok çok iyi. Hadi.
Alexei Voronin is the personal coach of Olga Zabrodskaya.
Daha sert blok yap. Kolunu bas. Kolunu bas. Evet. İyi gidiyorsun. Bravo. Evet, bravo. Bravo. Devam. Ayağını tak.
Ulucam making all the running thus far.
Aferin. Daha sert. Şu elini var ya bak, sert geçir yukarıya. Daha sert. 2 minute, Oля. Bravo. Evet. Atak güzel. İyi blok. Sert. Sert o. Evet. Devam. Ya dön. Üste kal. Üstüne gitme. Sık onu. Bunu kırsana. Ayağını atsana. Evet. Aferin. Onda bak. Gene ceza gelecek. Devam et. İyi gidiyor. Devam et. Blok. Acele etme teknikle. Çok yukarıdan girmeye çalış.
Over halfway through this contest, the only thing separating them is the one shido for that fighter there, Zabrodskaya.
Niye basmıyorsun? Ceza gelecek. Hadi kalk. Bravo. Bırak şunu ya. Hadi. Bahane yok. Sert ol. Minuta 30. Şiro. Ya. Hadi.
Shido now given out to Ulucam.
Hadi.
So one apiece.
Şey yok. Bas ya. Sarı. Aferin. Yana geç.
And Wazari.
Kırış. Ayağı sana.
Ulucam takes the lead with 70 seconds to go.
Ayağı çıkar.
Throw not quite enough for Ippon, but it still gives her a lead, and she's going to try for a pin here. But even if she can't get it, this is taking valuable seconds off the clock. We're into the last minute. Referee calls mate, but she's taken the lead and taken 30 seconds off the clock. Ulucam now just 53 seconds away from making it through to the semis. Jogai the call as they get near to the edge of the mat. Zabrodskaya with it all to do. And now Ulucam's going to go over the top and once again wind down the clock. This is perfect for her. How long will the referee allow this to continue? It is a good attempted pin. A mere 17 seconds to go. This is very good game management from Ulucam.
Blok yap. Gel. Gel bunları. Gerek yok. Devam.
10 seconds to go. She's trying a pin, but she knows it's not going to be enough. Ulucam in pain, in a lot of pain. 6 seconds to go. Zabrodskaya, what can she do in the last 5 seconds? The answer is nothing. Ulucam is through to the semis. The 40-year-old number 5 seed from Turkey gets the Wazari with 90 seconds to go, and then excellent fight management takes her through into the semi-finals. She's done it the hard way, had to come through a preliminary fight, but now she's through to face the #1 seed Maldonado in the semis. Here's that Wazari again. It was defense turned into attack. Zabrodskaya trying to go around the outside for an Osoto move. Defense turned into attack, and Ulucam is through to the semis. That's the top half of the draw. Let's go down to the bottom. Lenya Ruvalcaba Alvarez taking on Ina Kaldani of Georgia. Here's Kaldani in blue, 24 years old, the #7 seed in her first Paralympic Games. Lenya Ruvalcaba Alvarez, it's not her first rodeo. She is the defending champion. Won the under 70 kilo category in Rio 5 years ago. She was second in Beijing, 5th in London. Took a break from the sport because she was so disappointed and not even winning a bronze, and then came back all the stronger and won in Rio 5 years ago. She's the one on the left in the white judogi. 35 years old, the #2 seed. She seems to have a good grip on Ina Kaldani of Georgia early on. Kaldani certainly managed to defend herself there. Kaldani's B2, she has less vision than Ruvalcaba Alvarez. B3. Kaldani not going to be bossed around though. Kaldani giving as good as she's getting at the moment against the defending champion. Trying to get her in a pin. I think the referee will allow this to go around for 3 rotations and then stop it. No, he thinks this could still eventuate into a pin or a submission. Kaldani got a good grip on the lapel here. You can see Ruvalcaba desperately trying to get out of it. Real determination from Kaldani in the blue on the top. Is the referee going to say this is a hold? It's not. Is Ruvalcaba going to be forced to tap out? It's an ippon. It is an ippon. And it goes the way of Kaldani. Ruvalcaba, the defending champion, is defeated in the quarterfinals by Ina Kaldani of Georgia. What a performance from her. I don't think she can quite believe it. She knows the job isn't fully done. Medical attention required for Ruvalcaba. It's difficult to see. I think that was a Matai, a submission tap out from Ruvalcaba. We'll hopefully see it again. Might not quite have the full camera angles that we need. How about that for Ina Kaldani, the 24-year-old, through into the semi-finals.
Kaldani of Georgia goes to the semi-final.
Well, it was all Ruvalcaba to begin with, but Kaldani showed she wasn't going to be bossed around. The Osoto gets her opponent down, and then she was spinning around on there. Got her opponent in a stranglehold, and I presume that there was a tap out that we can't see on the other side. It must have been a submission from Ruvalcaba. Either way, Kaldani through. Who will she face in the semi-finals? Vasila Aliboeva of Uzbekistan or Ogawa Kazusa of Japan? Here is Ogawa Kazusa, whom we saw earlier defeating Pascalidou in that preliminary match. She's the number 12 seed. And she is on her own. Vasila Aliboeva does not appear to be here. Could be an injury in training. She might not have made the weight as well. You have to be under 70 kilos. Either way, by a walkover, Ogawa Kazusa is through. So it will be Kazusa who is through to face Kaldani. A DNS did not start, so that gives us our quarter-final lineups. Maldonado against Ulucam, Kaldani against Ogawa. Now, moving up a weight category. This is the heavyweights for the women. I hope they won't mind me describing them that way. The over 70 kilo category. Katie Davis of the United States, Carolina Costa of Italy, Carolina Costa of Polish descent. Her mother, Katarzyna Juszak, competed in judo and freestyle wrestling. While her father, Franco Costa, was a judo master in Italy. Died when Carolina was just 11 years old. She's 27 now. Third in the World Championships 3 years ago. Katie Davis on the right in the blue judogi. Number 8 seed, 35 years old, from the United States of America. She was 7th in the paras 9 years ago in London. We have a Wazari already for Carolina Costa. And if she can hold it for another 4 seconds, it'll be a second Wazari. Done and dusted inside 29 seconds, Carolina Costa. It was an attempted throw from Katie Davis. Carolina Costa flipped it over, got the Wazari, pinned her down for another 10, 2 Wazaris, and she is through in the space of 29 seconds.
Winner of tatami 2 in white, judogi representing Italy.
This is already the quarterfinals. We just have the 8 contestants here. So things moving a little more quickly. Combined techniques. So 2 Waza-aris. The one from the throw. She was actually thrown, avoided the throw. Defense turned into attack and then pins down. So here's the attempted throw. Ah, no, it was using the back, a nage, and then pins her opponent down for another 10. Carolina Costa, 27 years old, through to the semis. Who will she face there? It'll be the winner of Zarina Bettina and Altantsetseg Niamar. Here's Altantsetseg from Mongolia.
Next contest, quarterfinal, women over 70 kilos.
42 years old, the number 10 seed, taking on Bettina of Kazakhstan, who's the number 6 seed, 37 years old. Bettina of Kazakhstan in her first paras. She's on the left in the white judogi. Niamar of Mongolia. She has the red disc. No, she doesn't actually. I thought she had a red disc on her arm. That's just a logo. She's B2 actually, so she has a little bit of vision. Bettina B3, a little more vision. Niamar in her first Paralympic Games as well, but she won gold medal in the under 78 kilo category at the Asian Games in Incheon 7 years ago. Shogai to tell them they're getting near the edge of the tatami. Seconds in, the two fighters feeling one another out. by Bettina going over the top, and Upmann achieved. Things happening all in the blink of an eye in the over 70 kilo category. And it's by Bettina who is through to face Costa.
Winner on tatami 2 in white, judogi representing Kazakhstan.
There will be Repercharge opportunities for the losers here.
Zarina by Bettina.
By Bettina, the 37-year-old number 6 seed. Upmann in less than a minute.
Myanmar of Mongolia in the Repercharge.
Let's watch this one again. Ochigari getting the legs in between the opponent and then throwing over the top. Quarterfinal number 3, Meg Emmerich from Sao Paulo, the number 2 seed, 34 years old, taking on Tsuchiya Minako of Japan. Minako, 31 years old, number 20 seed, was 5th in Beijing 13 years ago in the under 52 kilo category, and now she's up to the over 70s. Meg Emmerich, number 2 seed, 34 years old. There they are, Emmerich in white, Tsuchiya in blue. Emmerich 3rd in the World Championships at this weight category in Portugal 3 years ago. She's married and has a son. Emmerich is B3 in terms of vision, so has a fair bit of vision left. Tsuchiya B1, so is completely blind. She will have a disc to show that. Born with that vision impairment. And here they come. There's the disc on the arms of her gi. Led out by coach Sato Masaya. Meg Emmerich with her coach Celso Vyacheslav Pereteyko from Uzbekistan, former judoka. He's in charge of this contest.
In white, judogi representing Brazil. Meg Emmerich.
The referee brings them in, and then we'll get them underway. Jogai as they get near the edge of the 10 by 10 yellow part of the tatami. And how about that from Emmerich? Upmann in the space of 21 seconds. All with the legs. Done and dusted. Well, we've had 3 quarterfinals in this heaviest of the women's weight categories so far. None of them has gone beyond a minute.
On tatami 2 in white, judogi representing Brazil.
Ippons abound. Emmerich, the number 2 seed, is through.
Emmerich of Brazil goes to the semi-final. Representing Japan, Tsuchiya in the Repercharge.
So the defeated quarterfinalists will go through to Repercharge contests. We'll see the leg coming in between. A very swift Ippon. And in the semi-finals, Emmerich will face the winner of the final quarterfinal, Anastasia Harnik versus Dursadaf Karimova. There is Karimova of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan with 5 gold medals already. Harnik being led out by her coach and then handed over to Vasily Smolin, as she is B1 category. Harnik, 25 years old, number 5 seed, 9th in the World Championships 3 years ago, 3rd, so a bronze medalist 2 years ago in Genoa in the Euros. Karimova, 2nd in the European Championships 2 years ago. 36 years old. Both of them first Paralympic Games. There's a Wazari that goes the way of Karimova, and if she can hold it for another 7, she's going to double that Wazari. She's not letting Harnik out. Harnik just about escapes. I thought we were going to have a 4th Ippon, a combined one this time around. But be that as it may, it's still a Wazari for Karimova. Harnik, the much taller of the 2. 10 years younger as well. But Karimova is the one giving her the run around. Well, we're finally having a quarterfinal go into a 2nd minute. Attempted throw again from Karimova. Harnik manages to land forwards and avoid a 2nd Wazari or indeed an Ippon. Wazari, 2 of them makes Ippon, and well, it took slightly more than a minute and a half, but Karimova is through. A comprehensive display from the 36-year-old from Azerbaijan. Combined techniques, which means 2 Wazaris. And here is the 2nd of them. Hooks the leg round the outside. Osotogari rolls over. Done. In the books, and she's in the semi-finals. Brief break now, perhaps, since we are well ahead of mat 1. Going into the Repercharge for the women's under-70s. Lucia Breskovic against Olga Zabrodskaya. Breskovic, who lost in the preliminary round to Ulucam. Ulucam, who's through to the semis. Zabrodskaya, who again lost to Ulucam, but in the quarterfinals. Tatami just being disinfected in a COVID-safe protocol, of course. And by the time that has dried out, we will bring you the first Repercharge. The second one should see Pascalidou, Theodora Pascalidou of Greece, take on Vasila Aliboeva of Uzbekistan. But Aliboeva was a non-starter in her quarterfinal, so it's unlikely that she will make it into the Repercharge either. So it could well be that Pascalidou, who lost to Ogawa in a preliminary round, Ogawa who's through to the semis, could well be that Pascalidou gets through in this pre-Repercharge, or pre-Percharge as I like to call it. And here we go with the Repercharge. First of the two, Olga Zabrodskaya taking on Lucia Breskovic. Zabrodskaya of the Russian Paralympic Committee, Breskovic of Croatia, the two of them having lost to Ulucam, semi-finalist. Breskovic in the round of 16, Zabrodskaya in the quarters. Roland Poiga in charge of this Repercharge. Winners of the Repercharge go through to face a defeated semi-finalist and play off for a bronze medal. 2 bronze medals, remember. Breskovic making the early running. Chogai again, as you can hear clearly, tying them there towards the edge of the tatami. A wazari. The wazari has been called by Breskovic's coach. Roland Poiga, the referee, having none of it. It certainly was close. He's certainly still calling that wazari. The video referee's having none of it. Is there a wazari going the other way? Not quite. Both fighters certainly showing what they're made of. And a pin. Only for a second. It needs to be for 10. It's been an exciting start to this Repercharge. Both of them enjoying the second bite of the cherry. Kumikata, make sure you get the grip on one another, and then away we go, Hajime. Zabrodskaya making sure she didn't fall on her back there. Halfway through this bout, that's been an exciting one already. Again, the gong is next door, don't worry about that one. Breskovic certainly getting her opponent down on the tatami on many occasions, not managing to convert up until now though. And this time it's a Wazari, but it goes the way of Zabrodskaya, and she's got her opponent in a hold. Another 5 seconds, and it'll be a second Wazari, and it will be Ippon. Wazari, Awazeti, Ippon. Zabrodskaya on the back foot throughout this. Breskovic made all the running. But it's Zabrodskaya who is through.
Winner on tatami 2 in blue judogi representing RPC.
畳2勝者青 RPC
Olga Zabrodskaya.
Shame for Breskovic. Showed a lot of attacking intent. Zabrodskaya waited it out though. And here you can see the Wazari, and then rolls over, follows it with a pin, immobilizes her opponent for 10 seconds, and that combines for an Ippon. That is Repercharge number 1. Repercharge number 2 is indeed the walkover that we thought it would be. So Pascalidou is through. She'll have to come out.
In blue for Uzbekistan. Vasila Aliboeva. In white for Greece. Theodora Pascalidou.
Johnny Ramekas will take her out into the middle and then award the Ippon walkover to her, and she will be through to the next round of the Repercharge.
Winner on tatami 2 in white judogi representing Greece.
畳2勝者白ギリシャ
Theodora Pascalidou.
Next up, back over to the men's heavyweight category, or light heavyweight, I should say, under 100 kilos. Chris against Olli. There's Olli Upmann, with Coach Carmen bringing him out. Man from Mannheim, the son of Mannheim, for those of you who like your soul music. Zerner Mannheim's very famous Mannheim soul group. Taking on Chris Skelly of Nottingham. Upmann, number 5 seed, 33 years old. Skelly, number 1 seed. Away we go. Both of them been to the Paras before. Both of them finished 5th. Upmann in London 9 years ago. Skelly 5 years ago in Rio. Kelly in white. Kelly doing that famous lift of his on the back. Okay, we have the Wazari. Skelly has the Wazari. I'll hand over to Ian Johns, his coach.
Wazari to you, 316.
There we have it, doing all the work for me. Yellow discs showing that he is hearing impaired. He's B2 in terms of vision, so has a little bit of vision left. Upmann also B2. Skelly, 28 years old. Down he goes again. Won the European Championships just down the road from Nottingham, where he was born, in Warsaw 4 years ago. Carmen Bruckmann, the coach for Olli Upmann. Keep going, Olli, is what she's saying. Short arm, she's saying. Keep the work rate up.
Keep your movement going. Good. Has to be the same again, Skill. Half of your hands, half of your feet.
Wait.
Yeah, good.
Almost halfway through this bout. Both coaches telling their fighters to work hard. That's it from Skelly. Didn't need a second Wazari, did it directly with an ippon. Osotogari over the top, leg round the outside, over the top of his opponent. Skelly is through into the final. That counts as an 11-0 win. There's a big hug between the two of them. 1 for the Wazari and then 10 for the outright ippon.
Representing Germany, Upmann.
Big hug from the coach. Plenty of Brits in the crowd to cheer him on. Obviously, ones with accreditations, since we're not allowed fans at the moment. He was working hard there with the right foot to begin with. Fooled Upmann, then came round with the left. Onto Upmann's right leg for an Osotogari over the top. Hooked the leg around and he's through into the final. Who will he face there? The legendary Antonio da Silva or Ben Goodrich of the USA? It's North America versus South America.
Representing Brazil, Antonio da Silva.
Da Silva, 50 years old, in his 7th Paralympic Games. Goodrich, 28. He was in Rio 5 years ago. We saw his partner, Nicky Pernheim, in action for Sweden on day 2 of the judo here. Da Silva, the winner in the under 86 kilo category in Atlanta 25 years ago, under 90 kilos in Sydney, and then under 100 kilos in Athens and Beijing. 3rd in London, 2nd in Rio. Who's to bet against him? Getting yet another gold medal, a 5th this time around at the age of 50. Down goes Goodrich. Mate is called. Goodrich, who defeated Shevchenko in the quarterfinals. It went to golden score. It was a long one. A long, long bout that was. The Silva, who defeated Basoc by Ippon. Well inside the distance. Basoc put up a good fight. Red disc on Da Silva's arm, showing that he's fully visually impaired. So no vision, which is why the referee takes him back to the marker after he's called mate. Again, Jogai the call as they get to the edge of the yellow part, the usable part of the tatami, 10 meters by 10 meters.
Go around his back now. Yeah, come on.
Over the top goes Da Silva.
Great work, pull him in. Make him work.
Goodrich turns that into a hold of his own, but the referee can see that that's not going to eventuate. Referee brings them back in.
Don't sweep with your left foot. He's trying to time you. Right foot only.
Goodrich's coach telling him and us exactly what he wants his man to do. Da Silva gets the first shido of the contest, goes against him for pulling down on his opponent. Hajime, and they get underway again. Into the second half of this bout. Cagey stuff, but obviously the winner of this is guaranteed at least a silver. The loser will have to face the winner of the Repercharge, or one of the Repercharges, in an attempt to win bronze. Much spinning around from Da Silva.
Man, you can't stay still. He's measuring you with that foot. You gotta bounce him and move him. Use the whole mat.
90 seconds to go.
Don't use your left foot to sweep. He's timing you.
Judo. Out.
Shido pra ele. E trocar a pegada. Troca a pegada.
One shido apiece. Those shidos will be carried over into golden score if it gets that far. 3 yellow cards, 3 shidos, and you are disqualified. It used to be 4 back in the day, now it's just 3. Inside the last minute, as Da Silva is dragged outside the tatami. It is indeed time to go to work. Less than a minute to go as Antonio Tenorio da Silva gets the white judogi back in position. Gives them both a little bit of a breather. It's hard work out there under the lights. For our benefit, we can see the sweat pouring off the brow of Ben Goodrich. Likewise on Tenorio da Silva. Hajime back underway with less than a minute to go. But of course, if there's no score or if it's 1-1, we will go into golden score. As it is, as the clock ticks down to 0 and they wait for the gong, it's pretty much golden score as it is. Surely a Wazari would win it now. Move begun inside the tatami. Referee allows that to continue and then stops it. They were both outside at one point.
16 left. 16 left.
Well, you had that in Portuguese and then in English. 16 seconds, 16 left.
Let's turn up the heat.
Well, I'll turn up the heat. I think it's hot enough as it is. Metaphorically, obviously.
Come on, get behind him now.
Down goes Tenorio da Silva. Goodrich tries to get him in a hold, but the gong is going to go. There won't be a break. They will get straight back up.
Gotta turn up the heat on him. Don't chase him, though.
Tenorio taking, 50-year-old Tenorio Silva taking a lot longer than 28-year-old Goodrich. No break, straight underway, golden score, anything wins it now. A Wazari will do. If either of the contestants picks up another 2 shido, then they will be disqualified. The referee will be loath to do that, but it has been known. Place in the final and a guaranteed medal for the winner. Goodrich been to golden score already in this morning session.
Use your fake like you're coming in. Come on, come on. Come on, Ben. No guy. No guy. Grab his belt. No guy.
Trying to flip over almost 100 kilos of a 4-time Paralympic gold medal winner. Easier said than done. Goodrich tries for the pin, gives up slightly earlier than the referee calls, so that won't be a problem.
Use the mat. Use the mat.
Again, Goodrich's coach doing my job for me. Telling you exactly what he wants his fighter to do.
Come in, Sue. Snatch it. Come in, Sue.
Golden score is open-ended. It's until somebody scores. Da Silva doing that trademark spin around of his. Spin into it to try and flip the opponent and then spin out when it doesn't work. There it is again. Goodrich is going to try and pin him. Can he get him into a submission? Referee calls them apart. Referee makes sure once again that the white gi of Da Silva is correctly applied.
Snap your right hand away. I'm serious. E consegue.
Se for fazer o conceito, tem que colar muito lá em cima. Tem que colar lá na axila dele.
Listen, snap your right hand and go. Right away. Then snap your right hand and go. He's going to take it off of there. Snap.
Vamos lá, não deixa ele crescer agora. Você, trabalha embaixo. Trabalha embaixo, Demônio, vamos lá.
Joga aí. Joga aí.
Vai, volta.
The bigger they are, the harder it is to make them fall. Almost 6 minutes into this bout now. So much at stake.
Snap and go. Snap your right hand and go. Don't let him out hustle you. Come on.
Vamos lá. Trabalha embaixo, abre e entra, vai.
There you go. Come on, get back there. Move your body to get behind.
Abre, vamos.
Joga aí.
Abre e entra, passa e entra, vamos.
A second shido against Goodrich. One more and he'll be in trouble. Well, he'll be in more than trouble. He's already in trouble. One more and he will be out.
Hey, if you get the next attack, it'll be all even here. Come on.
Na frente dele,
Don't let him
tá?
out hustle you, man.
Precisa ser você. Vamos lá, acredita agora. Acredita que vai jogar, Tenório. Vamos lá.
Referee leads Da Silva back. Once again, the judogi is open. Gives them a break after 6 minutes and 21 seconds. So much to play for. Winner gets through to the final. Face Chris Skelly. Loser has to go via the bronze medal contest if they're going to take anything home with them, either to North or South America. Open, says Da Silva's coach.
There you go, come on. Don't let him out hustle you. Come on.
Vai, Tenório, você, vamos lá.
Keep attacking, Ben. Who's first?
Ó, Shido pra você, 2 Shido pra cada vamos lá, Tenório.
So it's 2 shidos apiece. The next score will decide it, either positive or negative. The referee, as I've said, will be loath to give out a third shido, but will do if necessary. Both of them walking a disciplinary tightrope, both of them knowing that one move could win it, or indeed lose it. Ooh, he's trying so hard, Goodrich. Mate called. Goodrich trying so hard, such a difficult move to flip your opponent when they're almost 100 kilos. Goodrich far more ready to get engaged and get involved as this bout goes into an 8th minute. Who is going to blink first? Tenorio da Silva. Can Goodrich hold in for 10? He taps out. It's an ippon. Goodrich is through to the final. Antonio Tenorio da Silva, silver medalist from Rio, 4-time gold medalist, has to tap out. The confirmation is there for Goodrich. He's through to the final. It'll be an all-English-speaking final between Skelly and Ben Goodrich. Da Silva will have to try for bronze against the winner of a Repercharge. Almost 8 minutes. What a contest that was. Wow, that was tough stuff.
Goodrich of the USA goes to the final.
It was an ippon by Matei submission. Da Silva tapping out. Exhausted there. He had his man in a hold that was getting towards a wazari, and Da Silva decided that he wasn't going to get out of it, tapped out, and Goodrich is through to the final. Goes over the top, gets him, pins him in the stranglehold. He was exhausted at the end, Da Silva. The 50-year-old had nothing left in the tank.
Blue judogi representing Turkey.
Women's under 70 kilo semi-finals. We've had the men's under 100, the women's under 70s. So light heavyweight for the men's, light heavyweight for the women's. Ulucam, we've seen plenty of her. We've seen her twice in action, won twice already. Alana Maldonado, we haven't seen much of her. She won her quarter-final in a blink of an eye. She's the #1 seed. Is this one going to be over in seconds? I wouldn't have thought so. Ulucam defeated Breskovic in the preliminary round. Zabrodskaya in the quarters. Maldonado defeated Lauria in a matter of seconds in the quarters. Look how agile Maldonado is. Ulucam trying to get her legs in between her opponent, round the outside, over the top, pinned. Mate called. Alana Maldonado, 26 years old, #1 seed, second in Rio. Ulucam, 40 years old, and her first Paralympic Games, but the European champion, won in Genoa 2 years ago. Fast and furious, 37 seconds in, but there's been plenty of judo to get our teeth into already. Maldonado B2 in terms of vision. She has a little bit of vision. Ulucam B3, so a little bit more. Shogai the call. Ulucam all legs, trying to go around the outside. Osoto, and there's an Ochi attempt. that didn't come off. Uchi between the legs. Muzaffer Ulucam is Ulucam's regular coach. Number 1 seed Maldonado looking very calm. And there we have Ippon from Ouchigari. Number 1 seed, Alana Maldonado from Sao Paulo into the final. All business, remained incredibly calm. Ulucam made all the running. Tall but very, very stable and solid is Maldonado. Never lost her balance, converted that into the win. Ippon after around 90 seconds.
Of Turkey will compete for the bronze.
Beautifully done. Leg in between the legs of the opponent. Ouchigari flips her opponent over using the strength of her arms and upper body. All business into the final. Whom will she face there? Will it be Ina Kaldani or Ogawa Kazusa? Ogawa, who defeated Pascalidou in the preliminary and then had a walkover against Alibueva. Kaldani, who defeated Rubalcaba Alvarez via Ippon in the quarterfinals. Alvarez, the number 2 seed and defending champion. This promises to be quite a bout to see who will face Maldonado in the final. Coach Masaya Sato, you can hear her in the background, encouraging Ogawa. Both of them born in 1997. Ogawa on the 16th of February, which is obviously the best day you could possibly imagine for a birthday. Kaldani on the 7th of August. She celebrated her 24th birthday just a couple of weeks ago. Both of them at their first Paralympic Games. Hajime, and they get underway again. First, Shido goes against Kaldani. And we're into the second minute of this semi-final. Two very mobile fighters. Kaldani tries to go over the top, does so. Ogawa just about avoids hitting the deck with her shoulders or back. Over the top, Upmann, leg round the outside, Kaldani into the final. Hook the leg round the outside, Osoto over the top with the strength of the upper body, Kaldani into the final to face Maldonado.
Tatami 2, winner in white, Judo representing Georgia.
Certainly impressed me thus far. Ippons against Silva, Alvarez and Ogawa.
Kaldani of Georgia goes to the final.
Georgiaのカルダニ選手が決勝戦進出です。
Representing Japan, Ogawa will compete for the bronze.
Let's see that again. Beautiful. Leg around the outside, upper body strength, takes down the opponent, textbook stuff. No time to blink from the women's under 70s to the women's over 70s. Let us have the semi-finals. Arina Bettina, who defeated Niamar in the opening round in the quarterfinals by Ippon. Carolina Costa, who also Ipponned her way through to the semis, defeating Katie Davis. Costa won in the blink of an eye.
In white, Judo representing Italy.
Number 6 seed Bettina. To the right in blue, Carolina Costa, the number 1 seed. Both of them at their first Paralympics. Costa 27, Bettina 37. Costa celebrated her birthday just 4 days ago. So happy birthday to you, Carolina. Tanti auguri, as they say in Italy. And I would say it in Polish, because her mother is Polish, but I don't know it. Something to do with Nazdravik. So Nazdravik birthday to you, Carolina. She's the one in white. Over 70s, this is the semi-final. A place in the final beckons. Pulling down, says the Roland Poiga. And he inflicts a shido on Carolina Costa. See coach Roberto Tamanti, the Italian coach, Italian national coach in the background, wearing that green, white and red t-shirt on a black background. Over the top by Bettina, a Wazari, and can she convert it? The hand is out if he can stay there for 10. Wazari, Aozetti, Ippon. For Ao, for blue, by Bettina is through in 1 minute and 25 seconds, and doesn't she like that? Wazari pins down, follows it up. Roland Poiga awards it to Ao, to blue, by Bettina into the final. By Bettina will go for gold. Costa will have to face off against the winner of a Repercharge for bronze.
Costa of Italy will compete for the bronze.
Let's see that again. First move was from Costa, didn't pay off. She ends up being Wazari'd and then pinned down. Job done by Bettina. Second semi-final. Meg Emmerich of Brazil against Dursadaf Karimova of Azerbaijan. Karimova, who defeated Hornik in the quarterfinals. Meg Emmerich, who defeated Tsuchiya in the quarters. These are the semis. Emmerich, the number 2 seed. Brazilians in the crowd. Obviously, they have accreditations. No fans allowed, unfortunately, as well you know. But it's great that members of delegations, fellow athletes, come to cheer on those taking part. You can hear the cries of Brazil. Emmerich, number 2 seed. Karimova, number 7. And that's a Wazari already from Karimova. Attempted throw from Emmerich. And much as we saw in the previous semi-final when by Bettina, there was an attempted throw against her. She changed defense into attack. And she's out there already, Karimova. Azerbaijan have already had 5 golds for them. Referee Poiga saying jogai as they were near the edge of the tatami, so they instinctively move back into the middle. Both of them are B3 in terms of visual impairment, so have comparatively a fair bit of vision left. Second minute of this bout now. Karimova in the lead with that early Wazari.
Assim tá bom para ela. Vamos, vamos, isso. Ó a cintura, ó a cintura. Cinturou, roda pro lado da manga. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Ameaça e puxa.
Emmerich's coach, Celso, telling her to go for the belt. Shido against blue for a lack of attacking intent.
Cinturou, roda pro lado da manga. Ameaça e puxa. Isso, ameaça e puxa. Isso, vamos, de novo. Ameaça e puxa. Isso. Não, roda. Continua.
How about that from Karimova? I thought that was going to be Ippon, but beautiful defense from Emmerich. Flips over Karimova, and it's one Wazari apiece. I thought that was going to be Ippon for Karimova, but it was an equalizing Wazari from Emmerich. Perfect indeed from Meg, as the coach says. Rolls over, avoids the Ippon, turns it into a Wazari of her own.
Sempre batendo na pegada. Sempre assim, né? 1:45, mantém o controle da pegada. Mantém aí. Pressão no ombro dela. Ameaça e puxa. Isso. Rodou. Ela tá cruzando a perna, hein? Controle da pegada. Olha pra cá. Pressiona ela pra cá.
Emmerich's coach telling her to control the attack. Hasn't been a break in quite some time. Don't let up. That's what Coach Celso is telling Emmerich. And finally, Roland Poiga says, I've had enough. And the Shido goes against both of them. So that means 2 now against Karimova. She was in the lead. Now she finds herself level with a minute to go and 2 Shidos against her. One more and she will be disqualified. This could really go either way. And how about that? It goes the way of Karimova, Ippon. The 2 of them attacking. What a cracking bout this was. Both of them attacking all the way. A Wazari apiece and then a direct Ippon from Karimova. Once again, Azerbaijan. What a judo nation they are. What a bout that was. There's a chance for another Azerbaijan gold medal. They've had 5 already out of 8 possible weight categories. And they're up for another one when we get to the final of the women's over 70 kilo category in the afternoon session. Karimova, what a performance from her. Well, may she celebrate. She earned that. Good and proper. That was a bout and a half, that was. No time to catch our breath, though. On to the men's under 100 kilo category and the final of the Repercharge. Here's a man we saw earlier. Matsumoto up against Khalilov of Uzbekistan, who lost to Skelly in the quarters. He's the number 8 seed, 31 years old, on the left in white, and then Matsumoto, 59 years old. Bronze in Sydney 21 years ago. And then bronze, perhaps more importantly, at the Asian Games just 3 years ago. Early running made by Matsumoto. Matsumoto fully blind, as you can see from the red disc on his shoulder. And it's Upmann, 14 seconds in for Khalilov. That will no doubt be the end of a long and storied career for Matsumoto, unless he comes back at the age of 62 at the Paralympics in Paris in 3 years' time. Khalilov, though, through to a bronze medal match where he will face Antonio Tenorio da Silva. Upmann within 15 seconds. What a performance by him. Well deserved by Khalilov. He had to defeat Abdul Akhanli in a preliminary, then lost to Skelly, #1 seed. Oh, look at that for all upper body strength. The great throw and a wonderful smile from Matsumoto. He's happy to be here. It's all about the taking part for him. The second Repercharge contest, Basoc versus Shevchenko. Basoc, who defeated Utepov to get through the preliminaries, then lost to Tenorio da Silva. Shevchenko, who lost to Ben Goodrich. Goodrich through to the final.
In blue judogi, representing RPC, Anatoly Shevchenko. In white judogi, representing Republic of Moldova.
Both of them B1 category, as you can see from the disc on their judogis. The referee leading them out. Neither of them has any vision, so the referee leads them out. Shevchenko in blue, 33 years old, #7 seed. Basoc in white, the rank outsider, #25 seed, 23 years old. He's in his first Paralympic Games. Shevchenko representing the Russian Paralympic Committee, RPC. Seems to have grown more of a beard since last we saw him, in an hour or two. He finished 5th, so lost the bronze medal contest in London 9 years ago. Looking to go one further this time around. The winner of this Repercharge will face off, will face Oli Upmann, defeated semi-finalist, for a bronze medal later on. Davai, davai is the call from Shevchenko's coach. Let's go, let's go. Ruslan Izrapilov is his coach. Upmann for Shevchenko. Done and dusted within 36 seconds. Shevchenko, who came so close to defeating Goodrich, lost on golden score in his quarterfinal. Gets a second bite of the cherry and he takes it. Disappointment for Basoc, but he won one of his contests earlier on, defeating Utepov in a preliminary. So he's certainly given a good account of himself. But here it was the greater experience of Shevchenko. Second time at the Paris for him, third in the European Championships 4 years ago in Warsaw. Let's see how he did it. Beautiful flip over the top, the nage. Getting the opponent, flipped over his back and onto his back. Shevchenko through to a bronze medal contest. Time to pause and catch our breath? Certainly not. Let's go on to the women's Repercharge.
Next contest on tatami 2. Women under 70 kilogram category. Repercharge final.
The under 70s. Matilde Lauria of Italy, who we saw briefly in action earlier on. Very briefly, she was eliminated in the blink of an eye, Lauria, by Maldonado, the #1 seed who's made it through to the final. See, she is fully blind and also hearing impaired. That is the yellow disc on her arm as well. Up against Zabrodskaya of the Russian Paralympic Committee. Matilde Lauria, 54 years old. Daughter Paola, already in her 20s, competed for Italy and won silver at the Italian Youth Championships a while back. And we have a Wazari all ready for Zabrodskaya for that throw. Lauria now tries to retort by pinning her opponent. Referee calls a break to this one. Back in, it's only 33 seconds into this bout. It's been fast and furious already, and we had that early Wazari for Zabrodskaya. Tries for a second and gets it. Done and dusted. Upmann to add to the Wazari, and Zabrodskaya is through to a bronze medal contest after just 40 seconds of work. Johnny Ramakers waits for Lauria to get the judogi right in the, get her attire correct to leave the mat, and off they go. The win awarded to Zabrodskaya. Looks like it was a second Wazari, making it Wazari Awasete Upmann. So there we go, combined techniques, 2 Wazaris. I wasn't sure whether the second one was a Wazari or an Upmann, but we will see it again any second now. There we go, sideways on. Oh, yes, just the one shoulder down, but she was already 1 Wazari to the good. That makes it 2, and she will face Ogawa of Japan for a bronze medal in the afternoon session. Second Repercharge, Ruvalcaba Alvarez facing Pascalidou. There is Pascalidou, lost to Ogawa early on and then had a walkover in her first round of the Repercharge. And then Ruvalcaba Alvarez, who lost to Kaldani, the surprise finalist. Surprise but well-earned finalists, Kaldani. Pascalidou from Greece, number 13 seed, 24 years old. Ruvalcaba Alvarez, defending champion in the under 70 kilo category. She got silver in Beijing, 5th in London, came back 1 in Rio. Here she needs to win this and then win the next one if she's going to get bronze, but Pascalidou will have something to say about that. Pascalidou, as you can see from the disc on her arm, is completely blind, and it's Wazari early. Is she going to convert it? Ruvalcaba Clock's ticking round. If it gets to 10, it's going to be converted. Wazari Awasete Ippon, 24 seconds. Ruvalcaba, she was caught cold in her quarter-final. Desperately disappointed, but she wants to come away with a medal. And she's one bout away from doing that after winning her Repercharge in the blink of an eye.
Ruvalcaba qualifies for the bronze medal contest.
So Ruvalcaba will face Ulucam for a bronze medal. Zabrodskaya will take on Ogawa for the other bronze. Combined techniques. Here's the first one. Leg around the outside, rolls over the top, pins her opponent down, holds her for 10. Wazari Awasete Ippon. Repercharge coming thick and fast. Katie Davis against Altan Tsetseg Niamar. The Mongolian in blue this time around. Lost by Bettina, the finalist in the opening round. Katie Davis lost to Carolina Costa. And how about that? It's an Ippon within 13 seconds for the Mongolian. Niamar wasted no time there. Katie Davis, we haven't seen a heck of a lot of her. She was defeated by Ippon by Carolina Costa very quickly and then suffers the same fate against Niamar of Mongolia.
Niamar qualifies for the bronze medal contest.
Altan Tsetseg Niamar. In blue. All upper body strength, all in the shoulders. Throws her opponent to the deck, and she is through to face Meg Emmerich for a bronze. Second Repercharge coming up. Suchia versus Hornik. Hornik, who ran Karimova, the finalist, close in the quarterfinals. Suchia, who lost to Emmerich in the quarters. Suchia on the left in the white judogi, 31 years old, the number 20 seed, finished 5th in Beijing at the Paralympic Games 13 years ago. Anastasia Hornik of Ukraine, the taller of the two, in the blue judogi. Both of them B1, both of them with a disc, which is why the referee brought them both out. And Hornik, it's a Wazari. Can she pin her down and hold it, convert it? If that ticks round to 10, then it will be Wazari Awasete Ippon. 33 seconds, Hornik through to a bronze medal match. Hardnick will now face Carolina Costa for bronze.
Winner on tatami 2 in blue
Disappointment
judo
for the home crowd.
片光勝者青
That was a great performance and lovely to see. Tsuchiya congratulating Hardnick on her victory.
qualifies for the bronze medal contest.
ウクライナカリニク選手が銅メダル決定戦進出です。
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the last contest on tatami
畳2は予選ラウンドすべての試合を終了いたしました。
And that indeed does conclude the morning session's action on mat number 2. Let's see that Wazari, the Osotogari, round the outside. Only got one shoulder down for the original Wazari, but then pinned down her opponent for another 10 seconds. That made it Wazari number 2, Wazari Awasete Ippon. That concludes the morning's action. The afternoon session will be over on mat 1, where we will have the gold medal contests for all 5 weight categories that we have today: women's under 70 and over 70, men's under 90, under 100 kilos and over 100 kilos. 2 bronze medal contests in each and a gold medal contest, and of course the medal ceremonies. So hopefully you can join us for that later on today.
Golden score